So you want to become a Pokemon Master. Okay, maybe you're just thinking of picking up Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, and you're just wondering whether it's worth your money and your time. Well, look no further, because I will go over that in this review. So sit back, relax, and let's find out, what's it worth? Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee are remakes of Pokemon Yellow for the Game Boy. They were released in November of 2018. The Pokemon Let's Go games are RPGs that were developed by Game Freak and published by the Pokemon Company and Nintendo. When the game starts, you will choose how you want your character to look. Choose your name, and then choose your rival's name. Now your journey to be a Pokemon Master begins. The story starts off as you need to meet up with Professor Oak to get your first Pokemon. As you head over to see Professor Oak, Pikachu or Eevee, again depending on what game you're playing, comes out of the grass and you will be able to catch them to be your first Pokemon, and they will be by your side throughout the story. After that, you will have a few tasks for Professor Oak, and then you will be off to defeat the 8 gym leaders and the Elite Four to become a champion. My playthrough of Let's Go Pikachu took me approximately 24.5 hours to complete. The game looks good for the most part. It does have issues with the graphics having a lot of jagged edges, especially on round objects, and this is less noticeable in handheld, but that's likely due to the smaller screen size and lower resolution. Other than that, Pokemon Let's Go really brings Pokemon to life, especially Pikachu and Eevee in their respective games. The game has occasional sudden frame rate drops, and this is usually when there's a lot going on screen, and it happens both in handheld and docked. It's not enough to take away from the experience, but it is definitely noticeable. The game's music and Pokemon sounds are nostalgic and just bring back a lot of fond memories of playing the original Pokemon games. Pikachu sounds in particular are especially well done. The gameplay is very closely related to the original Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow, which is good for the most part. The only main difference is they added the Pokemon Go style of catching Pokemon, which I'm not really a fan of. Don't get me wrong, it's great for Pokemon Go, but using Switch motion controls to catch a Pokemon by throwing a Pokeball at a circle and trying to get an excellent, nice, or great toss, to me, isn't as nice as the traditional way of using my Pokemon to weaken the Pokemon I am trying to capture before throwing a Pokeball. Otherwise, the RPG gameplay is as good as ever, and being that the games have the original 151 Pokemon really brings me back to my first time playing Pokemon Red. The trainer battles are enjoyable, and the gym battles are as fun as ever. The one thing I do like is the ability to see Pokemon in the wild rather than getting a random event and hoping the Pokemon I am looking for or haven't caught yet is there. The main difference between Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu, other than the starter Pokemon, is there are a few version exclusives. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu has Sandshrew, Sandslash, Grimer, Muck, Oddish, Gloom, Vileplume, Mankey, Primeape, Growlithe, and Scyther. Let's Go Eevee has Coughing, Wheezing, Bellsprout, Weepinbell, Victorybell, Ekans, Arbok, Vulpix, Ninetales, Meowth, and Pinsir. All in all, the gameplay experience was still nostalgic and as enjoyable as ever. Pokemon Let's Go does have a decent reason to return after the credits roll. You can go and try and finish the Pokédex by acquiring all 151 Pokemon. You can max out all your Pokemon to level 100. You can explore the newly expanded area. You can shiny hunt. You can battle master trainers that appear after you finish the game. And so much more. Pokemon Let's Go has the ability to battle and trade with others who have the game over wireless play or online. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee are pretty solid Pokemon Yellow remakes, and in general are pretty solid Pokemon games. The games have a pretty decent amount of replayability value. You can trade and battle with friends, and although it has a generic storyline like the older Pokemon games, that took me around 24.5 hours, it was still an enjoyable, nostalgia-filled experience. Even if you decide to get both games or just one, each of these games are worth $35. Thank you so much for tuning into the video, and please like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more What's It Worth reviews. Thank you, and see you on the next one.